Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to get that candy cane Christmas look that I posted on my Instagram feed a few days ago. If you haven't seen it, please go like it. My Instagram will be below. So just starting with the eyeshadow base, I'm using that P. Louise base in the color number 2. Just patting it all over my eyes until it's evenly patted in and blended in. Then I'm going to go in with my matte book by the Crayon case, starting off with that red shade in that palette. I'm going to go in and just kind of pat that eyeshadow into my eye, into the desired shape that I want. And then I'm going to go back in with my Morphe brush. It's a little fluffier and less dense than the brush I use to pat it in, and just blend out the edges. And then I'm going to go back and forth a few times until I'm satisfied with the consistency of the color in the blend. Now that I've blended it to what I want it to be, I'm going to go right back in with that P. Louise base and cut my crease. Now when I cut my crease, I kind of pat the line first, just to get my desired shape of what I want my cut crease to be, because I do have partially hooded eyes, so I kind of have to go above, my original crease to get the perfect cut crease. And then once I get the desired shape I want, I go in and I just kind of fill in the middle of that crease and pat it in. Now the type of brush I'm using to cut my crease is a regular flat brush. I got this in like a brush pack a few years back. I've kind of cut the brush to where it's exactly how I need it to be to cut the crease. The idea I got for cutting my brushes was from Kiki Adams. Now make sure I link that video below, because I promise you, once you cut your brush, you will get the perfect cut crease. Now going in that matte book once again with the white eyeshadow pigment, you're going to pat that all over where you cut that crease. Now I didn't put the white on there perfectly because I am going to go back over the top lining with like silver glitter eyeliner. Now going back in with that same brush that had the red on it before, just dabbing it into that eyeshadow palette a little bit to get a little more red. And then I'll blend it into my white just to give me that seamless blend through the eyeshadow. And here I go with that silver eyeliner just over the top of that cut crease. Now this silver eyeliner actually didn't come out as pigmented as I would have wanted it to. So next time I probably won't use this brand specifically. I was just trying out a new brand because I did see it on someone's snap, and it looked pigmented from what I was seeing. But then once I actually used it, it wasn't as pigmented as I thought. Now going in with my Sephora Precision eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and create my wing. Now the way that I do my wing, I do start in the middle of my eye. I'll start in the middle of my eye, kind of trace out how high I want that wing to go, and then I'll go kind of to the end of my eye and bring the wing out and then connect it to the middle of my eye. And you guys, I have to say, out of all the eyeliners I've used, this Sephora Precision Liner and the NYX felt tip liner, those two have to be my go-to faves because they're so matte and they dry fast. So you don't have to worry about like looking up and then there's eyeliner on the top of your eye or anything like that. So definitely would suggest, if you are looking for a new eyeliner, this one or NYX is definitely it. Now going on to my other eye, just repeating the steps with the cut crease. Now I'm going in with my voluminous lash and just prepping my eyelashes for the lashes I'm going to pop on. And while we wait for the lashes to dry so we can pop them on, I'm going to go ahead and prime my face. And you already know I'm going in with that Milk Makeup Hydrating Gripping Primer. Now for my lashes, I'm going to go ahead and pop them on. I put the glue on them off camera, let them dry up a little bit while we did the primer. And now that they're a little tacky, I'm going to go ahead and just pop them on and they stay put. Now the lash glue I use for my lashes is the Kiss lash glue. It comes in that little black tube with the wand applicator. That has to be my favorite glue that I've used so far. I've already used Duo, all of that, but this one is my favorite. Now going on to foundation, so we can move on to our face. Going in with that Kat Von D in the color 79 Neutral. This is the Lock-It foundation. And then I'm going to go in with my flat face brush to pat that foundation in. But before I pat it in, I do spray it with that Morphe setting spray, just to make sure that my foundation stays in place, doesn't move throughout the day. I'm just blending those edges around my eyebrow. I thought they were just a little too light, so I went in to blend them in a little more. Now concealer, going in with the Bobbi Brown Full Coverage Concealer in the color Chestnut. Now, guys, I've used just about every kind of concealer. I've used the LA Girl, the Shape Tape, Tom Ford. This Bobbi Brown Full Coverage Concealer has to be in my top two. And my number one would be the Tarte Shape Tape. Now just going in with my damp beauty blender, I'm going to go ahead and blend those out. Now when I do blend out my concealer, I like to start with my chin, my nose, and my forehead, and then I'll move on to under my eye, because I do let under my eye sit for a little bit, just so it dries up. It gives a little more coverage when it partially dries up a little. And then when I do blend under my eye, I go in with that beauty blender as well as a brush. I can leave the link for this brush down below. I know I got it from Real Techniques. I just can't remember the exact name of what the brush is right now. But this is my favorite under eye brush. It just gives me a little better coverage, and it helps the concealer blend a little more when you use both the brush and the beauty blender. Now going in with my setting powder, using that Black Radiance translucent setting powder. I do double bake, so at first I press it into my skin, as I'm doing now, pressing it in, making sure that everything is set, making sure it's in there with that makeup. Now to contour, using the Matte Book palette, there are some contour shades in there, and I use that darkest brown to contour my skin. And then when I contour, I do blend upwards, just to give you that appearance of high cheekbones. Now I actually do have high cheekbones, so I try not to overdo it, because then it can come off kind of drag queenish. And I make sure not only do I blend at under my cheekbones, but as well as under my chin, just to give me that chiseled look. And then I go in with the Juvia's Place Blush 2 palette, and I'm going to use that dark red just to add some blush to my face, so the contour is not as hard and it gives me, you know, like this rosy look. Now for under my eye, I'm going in with the NYX Chunky White Liner. So it's very smooth and creamy, so I love using these for under my eye because it's so easy to just go ahead and swipe without too much irritation under there. Now going in with that red color as well, going back to go ahead and just add that under my eye. And then taking a fluffier kind of brush and just kind of blending it out. Now going in with my highlighter, I'm using the highlighter from the Juvia's Place Blush 2 palette. And nose contour. So I don't do too much when it comes to nose contour. I try to leave it pretty natural looking because I don't really like that hard contour kind of look. So I go in with the same rosy red shade I used for my blush, and just kind of go along the brim of my nose. And then I take the highlighter and I go down the center of my nose and then under my eyebrows just to add a pop. Now setting spray and lipstick, now using the Fenty Beauty. So I don't remember what exactly this color is called, but I will link it below in the description box. But I love this color. And then going in just to fix up any mistakes I would have had. And voila, we are finished.